Hello and welcome to the W. Mason Coach Report with head volleyball coach Emily Mansur. Welcome, Coach.
Thank you, Stephen.
Coach, team's now 11-7 overall, 3-1 in the Colonial Athletic Association, following two big road wins over Towson and Delaware. Just recap the important road trip that you guys just went on.
Yeah, that was definitely a great way to start the away matches in the conference and against two good teams. Last year at this point we lost those two matches when we went on the road, so there was a very positive thing for our team, and it was a very positive win just to get them going and continue to believe in what we are doing.
You just talked about that. The last time you went on the same identical road trip, you lost both matches. What changed this time around? Because ultimately many of your stars are returning players.
I think it's just the maturity. They are understanding that no matter where we are, we have to play and represent Hofstra and do our job and play our game. And I think this team this year is just doing a better job on being able to carry the volleyball that they have at home, outside of home. And we don't see that much of a difference on how we play. Do we win, we lose at home, we win, we learn when we are away.
The Towson match, let's talk about a couple aspects of that. First off, pre-match, Towson's done a great job in their outreach for what's going on in Puerto Rico with the hurricane, and they certainly went a step above and included your program, your three Puerto Rican student athletes, and SIE, your assistant. Can you just talk about how important was that and shows the camaraderie amongst the teams in CA?
Oh no, that was really a special thing, and it was very thoughtful of them. I think it was a very special moment to have the Puerto Rican national anthem, and just to show the support, as you said, for all the student athletes they are here into the country and the nation that's suffering right now. So I thought that was a very, very special moment for everybody. They had Hofstra University athletes, they had the Towson University student athletes, and they have UMBC as well representing. And I just thought the unity was something that was just very important to see.
Now we get to the match. You got off to a little bit of a slow start in the first set and quickly recovered. First and third sets were real close. Second set, you guys pulled away. What went so right for you guys to sweep a team that legitimately was 16-0 coming into that match?
Towson is a really good team. I think we just execute the game plan really well. We served really aggressive and were able to just create better opportunities than they were during that match, and that's the reason why we were able to come out on the positive way. We also had much less unforced errors than in the past, and all of this makes the difference at the end of a match.
Laura Mashulo, strong game offensively. You've mentioned the serving. Ivania Ortiz, very strong in that all weekend, especially in that match. What did you like from Laura and Ivania in that match?
I think both of them took a lot of swings and were very smart. We had some nice rally that the ball kept coming back. Towson does a really good job on defense. So a lot of balls that we expect to be a kill, they just keep coming back, and we were able to stay calm. And I think this was really important to see from both of our outsides, that in a rally they could take 4 or 5 swings and keep the ball aggressive and smart in play. And that was really the key for us to be successful.
When you go on a conference road trip, do you worry about that second match solely based on that your team's focus all week is probably on that Friday match, and then you still have that Sunday match? Does that enter your mind?
I mean, it does every week, because it doesn't matter if we are home or we are away. We always have this schedule and this setup, so it's hard because for the whole week you are preparing for the first match, and then it's a very quick turnaround to learn everything that you can learn possibly about the next match that you have to play. But this is something that we also need to practice and become good at it, because it's going to happen when the CAA tournament comes around, because you'll play the next day. So we just have to continue to be good about learning new information fast.
Did you have any concerns about a letdown after such a big win on Friday night?
Yes and no. Yes, because it was an emotional night in many ways, with the Puerto Ricans being honored and thinking about their country and everything that's going on, even more right before the match. The big win that we had, because there was the first loss for Towson, so it's always a big expectation going in, a team that's undefeated. But then no, because it's a big match for us at Delaware too. We lost there last year, so we know it's a team that we have to come in and we have to be ready. And it's just keeping our mind, every match on the CAA has the same importance.
Delaware match, You've talked all season about trying to get Michaela Ruckley more involved in the offense. She got very involved in the offense in that match, and then you also got some incredible serving from Nanishka Perez. Talk about the two of them and what they did. You help you win that match in 4 sets.
It was great to see Laura didn't have as great of an offense match on that match. So Michaela, who is on the net with her, really helped and stepped up, taking a lot of swings and scoring big points for us. So this was really important, and we are getting closer to our goal, which is to be a more all-around team, offense and defense. Nanishka, as I said, this year she's been playing more of a DS, defensive specialist role, and she stepped up. She did a great job serving and putting pressure at Delaware to be able to take them out of system.
Another thing you've talked about a lot this season is the serving, more out of your disappointment in it. This was a really good week in service aces. Are you happy with where their serving's at right now, or is there something you still like to see more?
I'm happy that we are getting better at it for sure, but we still have to be able to serve aggressive but have a little bit less of error. I understand that we're going to make errors because we want to have an aggressive mentality, but we can be better at that.
This week, 3 conference matches in the span of 4 days. Friday, Elon. Saturday, William & Mary. Monday, James Madison. This is a tough week to prepare for. What are your thoughts going into a week where you're playing 3 conference matches in such a short amount of time?
It's definitely a very hard thing, but again, I like it, and I think it's important to see how our team is going to respond, just because it's a potential scenario that we're going to see at the CAA Championship. So it's really important to see how are we in the situation, how are we going to respond. So I'm excited. It's going to be hard, but it's going to be a great weekend.
Coach, good luck this weekend, and congrats on a nice solid week last week.
Thank you very much.
And thank you for joining us on the WP Mason Coach Report with head volleyball coach Emily Mansur.